On the wedding day, the groom brought the bride to the hotel entrance, but the bride demanded 88,000 yuan as a get-off fee. The groom slammed the door and left, saying, "If you're not getting out, fine, just go back to where you came from." So, what exactly happened? Let's hear it. The groom said, "We've been together for 6 years. I thought we'd be together for a lifetime, but now I realize your love for me wasn't real love, it was just using me. Your mother said the new car should be in your name, I agreed. The fully paid house in your name, I also agreed. The day before the wedding, you said the betrothal gift needed to be increased by another 100,000 yuan. Because I loved you, I agreed. My parents couldn't bear to see me struggling, so they borrowed from relatives and friends to gather the 100,000 yuan to come pick you up. The first thing you said to me wasn't, 'I've been waiting for this day for so long,' but the betrothal gift needs another 100,000. At that moment, I walked out of your house with tears in my eyes, thinking, fine, this relationship is over." In China these days, one of the hottest and most frustrating topics for young men isn't even about love itself. It's about money. More specifically, the money you need before you can even think about marrying someone. The bride price, which used to be a symbolic gesture, something traditional and cultural to show respect to the woman's family, has now turned into a massive financial burden that feels more like a ransom than a gift. People call it kali, and while it's been around for generations, the amounts being asked for today are reaching absurd levels. In some places, it's hundreds of thousands of yuan, sometimes even over 1 million, and that's not including the house, the car, the wedding banquet, the gold jewelry, and all the other expenses that come along with it. I'll just say it straight. I want a bride price of at least 300,000 yuan, and a house and car are a must. I'm the kind of person who likes to be upfront. In today's society, how can you manage without a bit of financial foundation? I don't want to get married and then still have to worry about daily expenses like rice, oil, and groceries. Besides, I'm not asking for these things just for myself. When we live together in the future, these are the basic guarantees. I don't think this is excessive. After all, marriage is a lifetime thing, and I have to think about our future. So, if there's no car, no house, and no 300,000 yuan, let's not rush this matter. For many men and their families, this isn't just expensive, it's impossible. The economy in China right now is not in a great place. Youth unemployment is high, small businesses are struggling, and many families are tightening their belts. Even those who used to be considered middle class are feeling the pinch. So when the woman's family comes forward with an outrageous demand for the bride price, it can feel like a slap in the face. People save for years, parents empty their life savings, and still it's often not enough. And the craziest part, sometimes the price gets raised at the very last moment, right before or even on the day of the wedding. I'm 33 this year, never been married, never had children, and my health just keeps getting worse. Recently, all the overtime has given me migraines. I finally took a day off to rest, but my first stop ended up being the hospital. I caught a cold and feel weak all over. My girlfriends are off taking photos at the beach, while I've just picked up my medicine and gone back to the hotel to sleep. Suddenly, I feel so scared of growing old alone with no one to rely on. If I don't get married, what will I do when I'm old, sick, and stuck in bed unable to move? The situation has gotten so bad that in many rural areas, the bride price is now openly referred to as selling a daughter. Of course, families will deny this and say it's about tradition, or showing the man's sincerity, or making sure the woman is taken care of. But the truth is, for a lot of people, it's about the money. Some parents see their daughter's marriage as the biggest financial windfall they'll ever get. And it's not just rural China anymore, urban families, especially those from well-off backgrounds, can be just as demanding. If you're not a virgin, then you shouldn't be asking for a bride price. As soon as this opinion came out, many women, including myself, were unhappy about it. Now, guys are also asking women to take premarital health checks. Many women are protesting and arguing that the bride price is a tradition, a custom. But the guys respond, saying, "Since ancient times, the grand wedding sedan carried well-bred ladies from respectable families, and formal marriages were to women with pure, untouched bodies. So if you're not a virgin, why should you ask for a bride price? But on the flip side, those well-bred ladies were marrying into scholarly, cultured families. The women with pure bodies were marrying loyal and faithful men. Do men today meet that standard? Nowadays, you keep making an issue out of whether or not a woman is a virgin. Then why didn't you marry your first love back then? You played around enough outside, and when you finally want to get married, you still want to take advantage. If you don't want to marry, then just don't marry. And for the women, if the man can't come up with the money, but you keep insisting on a sky-high amount, then why not just ask for less? Treating marriage as a way to get rich, something that could have been nice ends up looking like a business deal. If the man doesn't want to pay, then don't marry. If the woman insists on a high bride price, but the man can't meet it, then don't marry. Wouldn't that solve the problem? Why make it so complicated? For men, it's exhausting. A lot of them now openly say marriage just isn't worth it. Why should they work like crazy for years, hand over most of their savings, and still risk being looked down on because they didn't give enough? It's not about not wanting to take care of their future wife. It's about feeling like the whole system is set up to drain them dry before the marriage even begins. And once you add in the cost of housing in China, where in many cases, the man is expected to buy an apartment before marriage, the total becomes so overwhelming that more and more men just give up. They'd rather stay single than get trapped in debt for decades. Once you pass 25 or 26, you might realize that relying on yourself to find a partner is actually really hard. We're all just ordinary people, and your social circle is only so big. The people you know, you could count them on your fingers. And these days, everyone's busy with work and life. It's either the office or going straight home, living that 2 points and 1 line routine with hardly any time to meet new people. By the time you're 27 or 28, your parents might keep pressuring you, and maybe by then you won't be able to handle the stress. You might just settle for someone and get married. So, here's a bold proposal from me, Yuzi. Why not properly introduce yourself in my comment section, and also talk about what your ideal partner is like? Who knows, if fate really comes along, you'll be giving yourself one more chance, right? There's also the trust issue. When a man meets a woman, he's already on guard. He wonders, is she interested in me or in what I can give her? Even if the woman is genuinely kind and not money-driven, the culture around Kaylee makes him suspicious. In group chats and online forums, men share horror stories of friends who went broke trying to marry, or who paid a huge bride price only to have the marriage fall apart within a year. In some cases, the woman's family keeps all the money, and the man walks away with nothing. This has created a mindset where many men feel society, and especially women, are playing them. You know what's actually a quick way to get married? The moment you meet someone who's not proactive, replace them quickly. Meet someone who hides things from you right from the start, replace them. If you chat with someone and they don't reply, replace them. If someone only wants to date but says they're not considering marriage, replace them. If you go on a blind date and the person says, "My parents forced me to come, I don't actually want this," replace them. Dating isn't about having some amazing skill. The real rule is quantity matters. For example, if you add 2 new people in a day, you can add more than a dozen in a week. Out of those dozen-plus people, you'll surely be able to filter out a few that you're at least somewhat satisfied with and want to get to know better. Some women, to be fair, also see the problem and speak out against it. They say it makes relationships shallow and transactional, and it's one of the reasons so many young couples break up before marriage. But their voices are often drowned out by others who see marriage as a once-in-a-lifetime chance to get a huge sum of money from the groom's side. And the more cases there are of men giving into these demands, the more it reinforces the cycle. Other families see it and raise their own expectations. Oh my, there's a new term in Guangdong called childbearing partner. Do you know what it means? It's basically skipping romance and marriage entirely. Many older women, especially those over 30, feel that if they start dating or pursuing marriage, it could take 1, 2, even 3 to 5 years, and if it doesn't work out, they'll have wasted what little youth they have left. So instead, the man and woman use medical methods to have a child together. This way, the man doesn't have to pay a bride price, and the woman doesn't have to provide a dowry. All expenses are split 50-50, their lives remain separate, and they simply use medical means to donate that thing and have a child. Would you accept this kind of arrangement?